I have been working on my own game alone for close to a year now, and here I'm gonna show you what I use to develop my game. TLDR, no game engine, programming language TypeScript, repository Git and GitHub, IDE Visual Studio Code, runtime Node.js, backend Express, packages Express WebSocket for multiplayer, and Flate for data compression, and last render to publish my game. My game currently is just called Helmys game. First, I don't use a game engine. A short answer why would be because I enjoy writing code. And in my little experience with game engines, they do not help writing code, but help not needing to write code. Not needing to write code for functionalities that an engine already has implemented. And as I like coding, I rather do it myself as long as something does not require too much time, which I guess at the start is the case for stuff I had in mind for my game. Finishing the game fast is not my goal, but to enjoy the journey of writing code and building a game. Next programming language. I use TypeScript, JavaScript with types in short. Browsers use JavaScript in web pages. And I wanted my game to run in a browser. An advantage for a browser game is that there is no install for a game required. You can just open the URL and play the game. The downside for this is that usually websites should not be too big as users don't like to wait. But as my game is more big in code and tiny in game assets, I guess size will not be an issue. So browser games seemed like a good option for my case. To write code, you should have an IDE. It stands for Integrated Developer Environment. I use Visual Studio Code. It is just one in a pool of options, and people have different preferences here. But for my case, it is good enough, and I don't see a need to try a different one. Also, if I ever wanted to change my IDE, there is basically no cost in changing it, as any should work with my game. I would just need to learn how to use a different one. Next, Git and GitHub, a version control system. As soon as a coding project takes long to develop or it involves multiple people, version control system is required from my point of view, and Git is currently the most popular one. GitHub is then a way to push it to the cloud and make it available for others, public or for private group. One of many benefits is it enables to see what exactly changed when and where in the code. Next, Node.js. This is required if you want to build and run my GitHub project on your own PC. In short, it enables JavaScript to run in your operating systems and comes with a package manager, npm installed, which downloads dependent packages automatically. This enables others to easily get a project running with as little effort as possible. Packages my project uses are Express, Express WebSocket, and Flate. Express is a backend server, which I use for multiplayer and as a web server. Express WebSocket I use that a browser can connect to my backend server, and Flate is used to compress a state, so it reduces the initial size of data which is required to send to other clients. Last, I use Render as a service to deploy my game. I use a free tier. This makes my game publicly available without me needing to pay anything, but as it is free, its performance is not very reliable. If you open the URL of my game, it might take a while before it loads. And if for some reason this game might get popular, then maybe it will shut down as my free usage limits get exceeded. But I don't need to worry about this, at least for now. The game runs in the browser, and there should be a link in the video description where you can play it for yourself if you are interested.